It's such a strong action. I mean, you can't say that it's a conventional golf swing, but it's a very efficient and strong golf swing. It's such a strong action. I mean, you can't say that it's a conventional golf swing, but it's a very efficient and strong golf swing.
All right, here's our boy Jon Rahm. Super powerful. I don't think it's your prototypical action, but it's very efficient and very powerful. Let's take a closer look and see what's going on here with Jon's windup. This is at the British Open this year, and you can see this is the end range. I mean, he's just in transition right here, right there. He's starting to come back down, and he's got the, you could say that his right scap there is protracted some, but not much, and that's a power move. He's not using that. When you look closely at the wrist here, you can zoom in even more, and that palm is facing those people over there. So from forearm to wrist, that's 90 degrees. I mean, he's got that thing flexed a lot, okay? So that's like a spring loaded there. He's also got the right elbow flexing into his body there. So he's got a right elbow at 90 degrees. He's got a right wrist at 90 degrees. Well, there's some power hinges, right? He's got the differential from chest to the ground and hips opening up. And so that's a load and coil kind of thing, or a stretch shorten cycle. That's what it's called, guys. So, and then we're watching this rib cage move. Okay, the spin of his cage is starting to go this way. All right, so he's pulling the cage around, which is going to rip the left shoulder back around as he starts unloading this club. Now, prior to that, we're going back into the wrist area. Well, guess what? The right wrist has not changed yet. So that shaft signifies that right wrist is still bent back. I guarantee you those hands are in front of his right thigh. It looks to me like his palm is not even quite on the club. I can see some black part of that grip in there. If you look tight in there, you can see that. So you see also his coveted and a lot talked about bowed left wrist that we talk about with players. Flat left wrist, his is bowed. He's got that weak grip on, which allows that to happen very easily. Jordan Spieth as well, and other players. So Colin Morikawa, Matsuyama, those dudes. So there again, you can see in there his right palm is not on the club. That way he's able to retain that right wrist. Why do I keep talking about that? Well, check this out. There's 180 degrees of wrist change coming, guys. Watch the right wrist from where it was. Now he's hit the ball, and it's in the way to changing 180 degrees. So right there, the right wrist is now looking like a snake bent this way. I mean, it has completely thrown the club. Okay? So from here, I'll kind of zoom up this way. From here, through the hitting zone and beyond, shaft not quite level to the ground yet, and the right forearm has rolled completely. So the palm is going right palm is going from facing the ball to facing the ground right here. So right now that palm is facing down this way. A second ago, that palm was facing out towards the golf ball or the caddy that would be standing there. So suffice it to say, guys, when you're really looking at what's going on here, there's a lot of delay. It's called delay or lag, you could call it, to a lot of throw. And look at his club face there. So now we back out and take a look at the club face. You can see it's pointing out towards in front of him. as it comes through and snaps around. That club face is now on the way at 180 degrees this way. Okay, so that's completely the opposite. All right, so there is a lot of action going on with the hands that you don't realize because he has that short, spicy swing like a Finau. And those wrists are changing massively, although all we see is that bowed left wrist. Well, we're not watching the right one. And you can see at the late end, remember I talked about the elbow, 90 degrees of that elbow. Well, guess what? It's throwing, pushing as well. You can see it's straightened out all the way right there. So it's on the way to straightening. The tricep muscle guarantee is firing. Right wrist is snapping out, rolling, fingers rolling. And now his hands look completely twisted around there. You just kind of take a look at that right there, guys. Looks like a snake wrapped around that shaft now. You know, and then of course this ends up cupped here, and he's totally released the club. So I thought a deeper dive into that would be good for you guys just to check out. I'm just going to play it now, and you can just watch it. And I'll just talk through it a couple times. Wrist loaded, 90 degrees. Unloading, 180 degrees while rolling, snapping the club around. A lot of delay. Right elbow straightening. Right wrist throwing. There you go. So, where do people get their power? Well, you got to take a look and kind of deep dive in there. And, look at not only just the body and Jon Rahm's kind of strong body look. It's like, well, what's going on with the arms and wrists relative to the body pivot? A lot of secrets in the wrists and how to use them. Particular grip types really do different release patterns for the players that are out there on the tour and long drive guys. So no one's really using this grip and this kind of look for long drives, but it's very efficient because he's not taking it back very far. That left arm is like barely parallel to the ground. It's not beyond much parallel to the ground, where most guys are kind of up here with the hands, and the left arm would be extended more up, and the triangle of the arms this way. Rahm's, compartmentalized and quite efficient. That's why he plays those little power fades, and also with his wedges, he's so good. All right, well, there you go. Food for thought.